Yeah, it does sound like Iran. You're not crazy. Here's why. Why Iran sounds like Iran. 1. English pronunciation habits. In English, when a word starts with I, people often say it like I. So, Iran, Iran, Iraq, Iraq. That's just how English phonetics work. But that's not the real pronunciation. In Persian, the language spoken in Iran, it's actually said like smooth, not I. So Iran equals English style Iran, equals closer to correct. Number 3, why people still say Iran. Media, news, politicians made it common. Accents, especially American English, reinforce it. People just read it how it looks in English. Over time, it stuck, fun fact. People have literally joked about it for years because Iran, Iran, Iraq equals Iraq. Even old jokes played on that exact sound coincidence. Simple answer. It sounds like Iran, because English speakers read it that way. But the real pronunciation is Iran. If you want, I can give you a fun EX-style joke or meme script using that wordplay for your video. Yes, Iran still has a lot of oil. How much oil does Iran have? Iran has around 200+ billion barrels of oil reserves. That's one of the largest in the world, top 3 to 4 globally. Basically, Iran is an energy superpower. Is Iran still producing oil right now? Yes. Iran produces about 3 to 4 million barrels per day. It exports roughly 1 to 1.5 million barrels daily. Even during the 2026 war, production and exports are still happening. But there's a catch, very important. Because of war plus politics, some oil facilities have been attacked. Shipping routes, like the Strait of Hormuz, are disrupted. Sanctions make it harder to sell oil globally. So, Iran has oil, but it's sometimes hard to export or sell it. Why you hear about oil so much in this conflict? Oil equals money plus power. Iran's oil is a big reason the region matters globally. Disruptions can cause global price spikes, which is happening now. Simple answer. Yes, Iran still has huge amounts of oil. It's one of the richest oil countries on Earth, even during the conflict. If you want, I can explain who buys Iran's oil or why the US cares about it. That part is actually very interesting. All right, I'll tell it like a story, narration, like you're making a documentary. The Iran War, narrated. It didn't start with bombs. It started with fear. For years, tension had been building. Iran was growing stronger, building missiles, expanding influence, and pushing its nuclear program forward. Israel watched closely and saw a future threat. A nuclear Iran was something Israel said it could never allow. The breaking point, diplomacy failed. Talks collapsed. Warnings turned into action. Then, February 28, 2026, without warning, the United States and Israel launched massive airstrikes across Iran. Targets, military bases, nuclear facilities, top leadership. Even Iran's most powerful figures were killed. The message was clear: we will stop you, by force if we have to. Iran strikes back, but Iran didn't fall. Instead, it answered. Missiles lit up the sky, drones crossed borders. Iran launched attacks on Israel, US bases, oil routes across the Middle East. This wasn't just retaliation, it was a signal. We are still here. The war spreads. What started as strikes became a region-wide war. Missiles hitting cities, airstrikes on infrastructure, fighting spreading to nearby countries. Some say the whole Middle East is on fire. Oil routes were threatened. Economies started shaking. The world began to feel it. Now what each side wants. Israel, USA. Destroy Iran's nuclear program, weaken its military, possibly even change its government. Iran, survive, retaliate, prove it cannot be defeated. The reality. This isn't a simple war. It's power versus survival, fear versus control, future versus destruction, and neither side can afford to lose. Final narration. Line, this is not just a war of weapons, it's a war of fear, power, and who controls the future of the Middle East. If you want, I can turn this into a perfect YouTube script with pauses, dramatic timing, and thumbnail hooks. Your EX style would go crazy with this. Reuters, here's the latest situation right now, explained clearly. Number 1. Iran just rejected a ceasefire. Iran has refused a temporary ceasefire deal. Instead, it wants a permanent end to the war, guarantees it won't be attacked again. Translation, they don't trust a short pause. They want the war fully ended, not paused. Number 2, fighting is still ongoing and intense. US-Israel continue airstrikes on Iran. Iran is still retaliating with missiles, drones, and attacks in the region. Just today, top Iranian military leaders were killed in strikes on Tehran. More infrastructure and targets are being hit. This shows the war is not slowing down, it's escalating. Number 3, the war is affecting the whole region. Oil routes, like the Strait of Hormuz, are being used as leverage. Iran has restricted access, which affects global trade. Oil prices have jumped above $110 per barrel, meaning this war isn't just local, it's global impact. Number 4, Iran is basically cut off from the internet. Iran is experiencing its longest national internet blackout ever. Many people inside Iran can't even see what's really happening. That's huge. It limits information and control inside the country. Number 5, situation right now, simple. No ceasefire. Airstrikes still happening. Missiles still being launched. Global tensions rising. Oil prices increasing. Final summary. This war is not cooling down, it's intensifying. Iran refuses to back down. Israel and the US keep striking, and the world is watching a conflict that could get even bigger. If you want, I can turn this into a perfect viral narration script plus thumbnail idea, EX style, for your next video. Got it. I'll keep it simple. Latest on Iran right now. Fighting with Israel and indirectly the US is still ongoing. No ceasefire agreed, talks aren't working so far. Airstrikes and missile attacks continue. Oil prices are rising because of tension in the region. Iran has had major internet disruptions inside the country. In short, the situation is still active and tense, not resolved. If you want quick updates later, just ask. The Guardian. Here's what's going on with internet outages in Iran right now. Iran Internet Outage 2026. Simple explanation. 1. It's basically a nationwide blackout. Iran is going through one of the longest internet shutdowns ever. It has lasted over 30 to 40 days continuously. Most people inside Iran cannot access the global internet. 2. Internet levels dropped to almost zero. Connectivity fell to around 1 to 4% of normal levels. Many apps and websites don't load, are blocked or time out completely. It's like the country is digitally cut off. Number 3. Why is this happening? Main reasons. Hab war. Shutdown intensified after US-Israel strikes, February 2026. Protests control. Government has a history of shutting internet to stop protests, control information, prevent videos news spreading. So it's both war plus internal control. Number 4. What people in Iran can still use. Limited access to a government-controlled national internet. Heavily censored apps and services. Some people try VPNs, often blocked. Black market internet access, but most are still isolated. And 5. What it feels like inside Iran. People can't contact family abroad. News is restricted. Many don't fully know what's happening in the war. It's called digital isolation. Simple answer. Iran is experiencing a massive internet blackout, mainly because of war and government control, leaving most of the country cut off from the world. If you want, I can explain how governments actually shut down the internet. It's kind of crazy how they do it.